Hi fantasy managers, and welcome to FPL Team Talk. In this video I'm going to go through a wildcard I've put together for game week 3. I'm going to go through some of the different options, look at some of the different players and different ways your team will set up in the coming weeks. So if you enjoy these sort of videos, please give it a like, don't forget to subscribe, and in the meantime let's jump into it. So before I show you my wildcard side, a just quick chat about reasons to wildcard or reasons why not to wildcard. You may have quite a few issues in your side and there seems to be fires just got to put out constantly. I don't think I remember an FPL season where this early in the season I had quite so many fires to put out. If you're in a position like me, I've got Quansar that's been dropped, Hall missed the last game, Solanke was out injured, and then Nkunku obviously isn't even secure in his place, far from it. So I've got 4 players who really I could do with moving out, but at the same time I haven't got enough transfers. I don't want to take hits to do it, so I could definitely be using that wild card. I personally am not, and the reasons I'm not using a wild card is that the transfer window will close on Friday, which is just before the deadline, and I don't know if I want to really make a decision on who to bring in without considering that, and the international break is happening. So those two things combined, I just want to hold off as far as I can on that wildcard. If you are deciding to wildcard because you've got those sort of issues and more besides, or you just want to get on a better start and more points which are out there, then I totally get that. I don't think there's anything wrong in doing that. And the good thing is also that if you haven't used a transfer yet, you can roll your transfers over, so you could potentially come out of your wildcard with 2 transfers, 3 transfers, which is quite nice. And that, remember, has got to see you through until Christmas time. But because now we can roll transfers up to 5, I think it definitely makes a early wildcard much more viable. So all those things said, I'm going to go through my wildcard side. Please by all means jump to the end and look at the different options. There's 1 or 2 players that are missing that I have then sort of worked away to put in, but I'm going to go through some of the reasons why I've chosen some of these players. This side I've put up on screen now is worth just over 100 million, which is not a problem if you already own the likes of Rodgers, Smith Rowe, even a Jota, Haaland, a Robinson, did I say that? And a Havertz. So you would already have that cost in there. If you haven't got that cost, there are 1 or 2 different players that you could move out. A Palmer could come out for a Saka, Trent could go down to a Robertson. But in essence, I really like this side. Some of the players are the ones that you might have in already. I've gone in my real team, in my actual team, I've got Raya and Vladimirson. I've probably said that incorrectly, but Vladimirson, said it incorrectly again, it's just a £4 million keeper. It could be anyone. He's not likely to play. There just isn't a £4 million keeper that's likely to play in the game, unfortunately. Raya, I've just got, even though he's a bit more expensive than I would want to pay for a goalkeeper, I don't normally like going down that route, but he has so far paid me back. And I just think Arsenal's, it's just the best defence. They are just the best defence, and he is absolutely nailed in that defence. He's getting save points, he's getting clean sheets, he's getting bonus points. He's done really well so far. So I really like him. He's just a set and forget. I do even go as far as to say he is fixture proof. That Arsenal defence is so good. Even though they're playing Manchester City in a couple of weeks' time, I still think I wouldn't be over the moon playing him, but I wouldn't have an issue either. I still think they can keep clean sheets. In defence, I've gone heavy in terms of, I've got Trent. I think he just looks really good. He hasn't got any returns yet, but his numbers he's putting up are really nice. He is expensive, but with this side you can afford him because you don't have Salah. And if you want Salah, spoiler alert, I've got a way of getting him in later on, but it is going to take quite a bit of dismantling of your existing side. I've gone Akanji over Vardiol. I don't think Vardiol, if I was to pick the side again, I don't think I'd pay 6 million for waiting to that Man City defence, because I just don't think he's getting far enough forward to justify what we thought he was going to give us. So I've gone Akanji instead. Mazraoui, I think Robinson and Kilman. There is an argument to say that you could go Konza over Kilman, which again I've put in him later on. But there isn't many clean sheets out there really. So you're then looking at 4.5 millions, which are slim pickings, but they're just the ones that possibly are going to be nailed and just give you possible returns. Robinson and Mazraoui have already done that, and so's Kilman. But those are the reasons why I've gone for those. And the fixtures look okay, but there just isn't many clean sheets out there. I've then looked at the likes of Palmer. I think given what he Smith Rowe, I just think have to be in there for the value they offer. I think they're just brilliant. I've gone in Buemo with Tony going or looking set to leave. then he's going to be on pens. He's nailed it up front. 7 million. The fixtures look decent. Oh, I really like him. And Jota as well, playing up front for Liverpool. He looks like he's got that number sort of 9 slot for himself right now. Comes with a warning, of course, any Liverpool player, because they're looking at Son and Chiesa. Now, if that goes through, will it affect Jota's minutes? Quite possibly. And then, like I said, Palmer, I just think 10.5 feels a bit knee-jerk. I would, if he blanked against Wolves, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. But he didn't. He picked up a double-digit haul, looked brilliant, and the fixtures are really good. He's nailed it on pens. I think it was just a reminder, if anything, about how good he can be. Up front, Haaland is just a non-negotiable for me. João Pedro, really cost-effective budget option up front, but he's playing every week and he just looks like really good. If he's getting the minutes, he's always going to be a good option playing up front for Brighton. And Havertz looks a good option as well for me at the moment. I really like him. His fixtures, again, don't look very good, but Arsenal just looks so impressive. So that would be my side costing just over 100 million. These are the fixtures that they would have, and then moving into game week 3, this is what the side would look like. I think I'd bench Mazraoui away with Liverpool, and then Pedro and Kilman got difficult fixtures, so you're left with this side, which I think looks just absolutely fine. And even in game week 4, you're left with a kind of a... I've got Mazraoui being benched away at Southampton. That sounds crazy, but I'm not sure who else to bench. I think I'm happy playing Havertz away at Tottenham, but it's a nice problem to have. And you know what? Something would have bound to picked up Rodgers or Palmer or someone like Akanji. Might have picked up an injury. So all sorts of things happen. So this is the side and the way it would set for game week 3 and 4. Possible alternatives. As I mentioned to you before, I think Kilman can come out for Conte. You could argue that Villa's fixture is a little bit better. That's fine. I've got no issues with that. I think both don't really offer much attacking threat. Both quite cheap and both as nailed. I've gone for Kilman. I feel he's slightly more nailed than anything. But with the more fixtures for Villa, could Conte get rotated at some point? That's the only reason we're going for Kilman. And I think if nothing else, the start of the season's taught us those players that are just going to play in every week are just so invaluable. So to get Salah in, you do have to make some sacrifices. Jota comes out, Salah comes in, Minte comes in for Mbuemo, Saka comes in for Palmer, and Howard Bellis comes in for Trent. And that's how you get him in. And he got exactly the same cost as well. Not easy, but the way the side was set up then in game week 3, and I've put it together here. Got Pedro at Arsenal, which is not ideal. You could go Minte if you want, or Mazraoui at home to Liverpool. Take your pick, or Kilman against Man City. That's not ideal either way, but that's how I'd get Salah in. But it comes with such a high price. Having Haaland, Salah and Saka, there is a way of doing it. But you're playing Harwood Bellis away at Brentford. That doesn't feel like a great way to start a wild card week. That's it for this one then, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you are wildcarding, and if you think there are any options I've completely overlooked or missed that you think we should be considering. In the meantime, we will come back at you before the game week deadline with a team selection video. So until then, good luck, take care, speak to you soon.